Today we're going to set up monitoring with ThirdEye to make runes while we're AFK. Let's start by thinking about when we want to be alerted. I want to be notified if anyone appears in the battle window, for any unexpected drop in my health, if my mana stops regenerating, and since I often read the help channel, I'd like a single alert sound for any new messages. First off, I select an area around the battle window when it's empty. I'll be notified whenever there's a change in this area. I'll name this area and choose a more distinct sound so I'm immediately aware of what's happening. By default, the area is monitored relative to the screen, so if I overlay another window, it'll trigger the alert. However, we only want to monitor the tibia window, so we'll attach the area to the window using the pin icon and then click on the tibia window once. Now we can freely use the computer without needing tibia in the foreground. The monitored area is displayed to us only when the tibia window is active or the third eye window is active. For now, we won't do anything more with the battle window, but we'll come back to it late. Next, let's select the health bar. We don't set anything else here. If it changes in any way, we'll be immediately alerted. I also want an aggressive sound for this. Now, for mana monitoring, it's a bit different because I want my mana to constantly increase, so I'll set an alert for when it stops changing. I'll select the mana points and then switch to the unchanged mode. Here we need to specify how long the area must remain unchanged before triggering an alert. My mana regenerates every 6 seconds, so I'll set it for 7 seconds, and I'll stick with the default sound for less urgency. Finally, I wanted an alert sound for when someone sends a message in the help channel. We'll use a setting called once for this purpose. I'll select a section of the chat and set it to once mode, which means I'll get a single alert for any activity here. I'll choose a different alert sound for this. Additionally, in the case of several messages in a row, I don't want to be constantly alerted, so in the time column, I can set how many seconds can elapse before the sound can be played again. Let's assume that no more often than once every 5 seconds. Great. So let's go back to the battle window setup. Where I make my runes, my neighbor is hanging around the house. For the sake of example, let's say this NPC is the neighbor. I don't want to be alerted when he shows up, so we can add this state of the area to the exceptions. Click on the plus icon. At this moment, I have 2 acceptable states of the area, when it's empty and when my neighbor is there. We can view the added images in the Images tab. Hovering over an image will display it in my area. However, the neighbor might be at different health levels, and I've added an area where his health is full. So let's remove that area and select only a small part of the battle window that doesn't include health. Now it'll be perfect. We can attach all areas at once to one window using the Attach All button. You can also save and load the settings of your areas. Now everything is done. In our case, we're only monitoring static elements of the window, so other program options like tolerance or types of image analysis won't be necessary. If you're interested, you can read about them on the ThirdEye's main page, the link to which is in the description. Remember not to connect this program with any type of macro. This program will be undetectable and does not perform any actions automatically for you, nor does it interfere in any way with applications, so it is legal, or at least undetectable. But if you add, for example, automatic healing when your health drops, you risk a ban. I often receive questions about whether this can be used on real tibia. It's impossible to detect that screenshots are being taken, so Tibia changed the way graphics are generated to prevent this. For many years on Real Tibia, graphics have been generated using the CPU rather than the GPU, which is why when you take a screenshot of Tibia, you'll get a black screen, making Real Tibia an exception. Apart from that, you can use this in any application. That's it for today. Bye.